Hi, I'm Brandon Holsworth, and I work for Elliott Sewitt at the new Cigar Warehouse at 10910 North Central Expressway in Dallas, or Royal and 75. My brother Matthew Austin works at Elite Cigar over in Addison, Texas for Kent Pennington. Any way you look at it, we might work for competing stores, but we're still brothers of the leaf. We still have a great love of cigars, a great friendship, and a true love for this industry. So sit back, take just a few minutes. You might learn something, you might get a good laugh. Oh, and by the way, this is Stickman. Good afternoon, and coming to you from Elliott Sewitt Studios, Studio B, I'm Brandon Holsworth, and this is Stickman. Today I'm being joined by Tony Bellato and Matt Booth, La Barba Cigars, and Room 101. These are two of the three horsemen that are going to be out of, how do I say that again? Down and Back Distributors. So you've got La Barba, Room 101, and Caldwell. So we got the two prominent figureheads. It's like Easter Island sitting on my couch. Gentlemen, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Very honored to be here, by the way.
The honor is mine. I feel like I should curtsy when I say that. So where did this Heart Foundation Down and Out come from? You know, you got three superpowers. You know, your water, your air, and
Captain
then
Planet.
And then actually I don't know where I was going Voltron there.
No, Voltron's good.
I was going Captain Planet.
I actually like the Voltron reference because I multiple items coming together to form one being. Mm-hmm. I've always said if I was going to be a component of Voltron, I would want to be the lion that composes the groin when the man is formed.
That's the Black Lion.
Perfect.
Yeah. I don't remember his name, but you had Midge and the Green Lion and the Princess and the Pink Lion.
So there was actually a line that formed only the groin.
He was the body, the main codpiece.
I'm going to call it the groin.
Yes, sir. So,
Black Lion.
Down and Out. I imagine you being drunk on the side of the street, passed out like you were in New Orleans when someone found you that morning before the show. Do you remember that?
We were actually at a foam party in Mykonos.
Okay.
The three of us had arrived separately. We're actually unaware that we were there together, but through the use of modern technology and certain apps that we have on our phones, we were able to connect with one another, and it was a furious volley of conversation back and forth. We covered a myriad of topics, but after we got through all of the foam-related stuff and the stuff that was present in the moment, we started talking.
This glazed look?
It's like a donut.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's cigars, man.
Okay,
I'm talking
go
about
ahead.
cigars. This is the cigar business.
I was about to start.
Some of
laughing
us
and
here are
saying,
in that.
I haven't used a bong in years, but you were going somewhere else.
Yeah. So I was there searching for the new. There's a very premium grade of cellophane. It's either called Cerulean or DeLorean, depending on which side of the Alps you live on. And anyways, I was taking a breather there in Mykonos, and I started discussing with Rosewood Caldwell about my quest for this premium cellophane, and that's what basically led us to forming the Voltron of distribution, of boutique distribution.
You like Voltron or Heart Foundation?
I'm gonna go Voltron.
I'll go Voltron.
Voltron.
I just dashed all over myself. So Tony, I got a question for you. Where did La Barba come from? Actually, I want to start with you.
Yes.
Where did the passion come from?
Well, the passion comes from within.
Thundercats host, sir.
Seriously,
Can we smoke in?
Yes.
okay.
No one's smoking in here, boss.
La Barba came from sort of a rite of passage thing. You know, when your dad teaches you how to shave, barbershops and cigar stores, I grew up in both of them. My dad's barber was I think the statute of limitations is probably up on this, but he was a bookie. And so I learned how to do football bets and swear about women in barbershops, and then I learned about like cigars and steak. Men things are related to both to me.
Yes, sir.
So I kind of wanted to bring all of that together. That's where the brand idea came from.
Right on.
Yeah.
Now, where did the passion come from that inspired La Barba?
So my grandfather has been in the tobacco business for 45 years, and my dad following him. And then I fell in love with it when I was in college. And then subsequently I fell in love with wine as well. When I came back from college, I decided to pursue it. I went to school for wine, and then when I got done with the wine program, I wanted to see what would happen if I took the knowledge I had about wine and put it into tobacco. Kind of marry all of the things together.
I've always said there's really 3 degrees of separation between wine and fine cigars. I mean, from growing, curing, blending, the whole way through. I mean, there is, I don't know if there's ever a course for cigars, but I think on the other, for the other aspects other than rolling, I think you could, with that 3 degrees, actually, it would just walk right across the bridge and be hand in hand.
Absolutely. Same with spirits.
Yeah.
And a lot of that stuff. So.
Excellent. So,
Building toy train sets.
What is La Barba Red and Purple?
So La Barba Red is a Dominican Puro. It's a Corojo wrapper with Corojo Ligero in the filler, Pella de Oro and Criollo 98. It's a spicier white pepper, black pepper. Flavor profile, it's more like a red Bordeaux wine in its flavor profile. La Barba Purple is Ecuadorian Habano wrapper with a proprietary tobacco in there to us called Carbonel. And basically in the second part of the growing season at DR, instead of planting soy, this family plants sugar beet. So the plant takes up what the soil leaves behind, and it leaves a very sweet, very aromatic, very floral kind of note to it. So it'd be more like a Pinot Noir, Chardonnay in that aspect. So you have your more feminine flavor profile and your more masculine flavor profile.
That was the most professional thing I've ever heard in this industry. That was badass.
Fucking
Thank you.
right.
So my question to you, Tony, is in down and back distributors, do you all have to keep the top 3 buttons of your shirt down? Is that a Caldwell mandated thing?
No, well, it's actually funny because I'm Italian and I'm from Youngstown, Ohio. So like this has been going on for years, and now Caldwell comes around and does it. And
There's certain tribes
6'6".
that the ventilation deal is
Yes.
it's an indigenous thing.
Right on.
Yeah.
I try to do that myself, but the amount of hair, I mean, it just, if I don't shave my neck and face, it just looks like that beard goes all the way to the carpet right out the gate.
that's why you
I'm
should
kind of
do
into that. Some people, pay
Sometimes I eat dinner with no shirt on. I like some weird shit.
I'm feeling that.
Excellent work.
Excellent.
Excellent.
I'm feeling that.
So when did you come on board? When did you come on board with the Down and Out?
So, I started making cigars with Robert in about 2012, and I was doing the distribution myself out of Ohio, and I was unable to travel. I was unable to get out and see customers and see accounts. I was doing all like the credit card billing and all the packing and making sure that the cigars were coming in the country. And Robert and I had developed a friendship, and I asked him for his help. And it was kind of the first step in Rob starting his own distribution company in order to distribute La Barba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool as hell. So Matt, let me ask you some questions too. Now, I've heard rumors about you for years and years and years.
Excellent.
I have actually never been able to ask you these things with a straight face.
Champion.
So, after the Exodus happened, I heard that Room 101 fired you.
So there was a tumultuous period between myself and Room 101, and I won't say that I was fired. I say we agreed to part ways. It was a lot of top-down management, a lot of aggressive behavior going on behind closed doors. It's basically me shouting at myself in the toilet, those kind of things. But what I did is I convinced Room 101 to hire me back.
Right on.
And we ran towards each other with open arms, really.
So now you're kind of like your own ambassador.
No, let me get the douche out of my mouth really quickly. No, yeah, as you can tell, I love that term. It's not overused in the slightest at all. It's a very fresh and new concept. No, just as the founder, owner, and developer and director of the brand, I guess you could say I'm an ambassador.
Music by Matt Booth.
Music by Matt Booth.
I like that.
Tunes to shit too.
Yeah, I know.
Or should we say poop? Poop would have been better for that. I blew that line.
Poopery.
That sucks, man. Well, you can't nail them all.
So were you the bass player for Marilyn Manson? When I heard that one, I thought, is that?
That's one of the best.
Yeah.
I remember when you called me and you asked me that, and then you explained that that was something that you had been asked.
Yeah.
I believe in a cigar shop. Curiously enough, and I was really overjoyed. I love when shit like that happens. To be honest with you, I would just say
so
yes
let's
to
answer
all.
the question. Answer the question.
Look, I don't like being put on the spot like this, man.
Okay. So if you were
By
to
bass
have been
player,
a
do
bass
you
player,
mean if I was to have been?
Yeah.
If I was to have been. If I was to have been what?
a
They don't
bass-
allow smoking in Maryland, Manson.
Oh, then I'm out.
Yeah, no. I mean, you pee on each other, that's fine. You can't smoke cigars. It's an anti-tobacco
Yeah.
kind of deal. Yeah.
Okay.
There are a lot of situations like that where you could do things that are phenomenally weirder or worse, but you can't smoke a cigar.
I was told that you were a
Makes my
Marine
penis
sniper
soft.
that had as many kills as Fred Rogers.
You mean Mr. Rogers?
Mr. Rogers.
Badass mofo.
Badass mofo.
Mhm.
But I found out later he was actually never a sniper in Vietnam.
Correct.
But I was wondering, I know you did your time, and God bless you for your
Thanks,
service in the military. But
I was not a sniper, I was a machine gunner in the infantry.
I thought you would have taken a lot of dictation.
There's a lot of dictation being passed around in that environment. Not as much as like on a submarine or a naval vessel, but but there's plenty of dictation to go around.
Where did you
Take or give, I think that's it's all semantics.
Were you in Afghan or Iraq, Iran? Where
No, I served in 29 Palms in preparation for that environment, and instead of deploying there, we deployed to the Far East. So I was from Thailand to Okinawa to mainland Japan while I was in.
is that where you pull? Is that where you pull a lot of your inspiration from for your jewelry?
Yeah, and some VD, but nothing you can't cure with pills.
You know, a little lotion goes a long way.
Yeah, for sure.
So the other one is that you got into the industry when you were previously Pete Johnson's bus driver in Nicaragua.
Now that's interesting because every story has little granules of truth to it. Now I was not his bus driver. I've done some stunts for Pete off the record, on the record. However, but actually, my first entree to the cigar business is I actually worked as a mustache stylist for Pablo Escobar, and he and I during breaks from his coiffing, he would chat me up about business, about the tobacco business. He was very big into the tobacco business, and he was actually the first one that gave me my shot.
Very
Visited
cool.
his factories. I have some photos to back this up, by the way, if you want some photos of this.
I'm down with some.
Okay, I'm gonna get you some photos of that.
Now you're with Ventura, with the Hit and Run, right? Is that who makes?
We're
it?
manufacturing it at the Ventura factory, yes.
And then
William
you,
Ventura.
you do AJ.
Papi Chulo.
You do AJ with the T,
That's correct.
and then this is the farce.
Do the T with AJ. Do an AJ with the T sounds different.
Right on. Trilaboration. How did you get involved with AJ Fernandez?
So, as with many of the manufacturers, I've known them for years. I met AJ for the first time when I had just come into the business in 2009, and when the thought was becoming a reality that I would re-enter with some new products, he was top on my list to seek out for manufacturing. And at the time, Robert and I were already working on a collaborative project in the DR, and I thought how interesting to be and how truly incestuous if we were to create a trilaboration with AJ Fernandez, and so we did.
It's now Matthew.
It's a great cigar to smoke while jaywalking.
Well, yes. My camera guy, my conspirator on the show, Matthew Austin. The T is, well, it's in my personal top 10 right now just because it's kick-ass.
Thanks, man.
But it's Matt's already told me he thinks it's the best cigar that came out of 2018.
My man. Thank you. Thank you.
So Tony, what's coming up next for you?
So we had a limited release last year called One and Only. I am releasing that again this year as a different blend. And then I am coming out with a new series, hopefully by the trade show, called Primitivo. And I'll be starting with a Maduro, San Andres Maduro with that. So.
Right, what are we looking at as on price points?
Probably the same as La Barba now, $9 to $11, depending on what state you are in.
New American Sweet Spot. So you've got the farce that was just released.
Just farce, bro.
Just farce.
Just farce.
Farce. I would like to see you come out with a cigar called Poontang. Because as a rep, when you look at someone and you're like, hey man, you like Poontang?
Yeah.
You put them in an awkward position. Well, or it could be awkward for you.
Right. Correct.
That if they say yes or no, you're like, I got the Poontang right here.
Mm-hmm. I was actually going to create a cigar called Dookie Love, but I like Poontang better because I think it's more of a universally accepted orifice.
Yes.
Yeah. It's orificial.
It's just fun to say. Poontang.
Yeah, Poontang's better. Yeah.
So
rolls off the tongue better.
What is this? I was talking to Trey, and what do we got coming? Well, I mean, you have the farce that's just coming out. Do you have something that's coming out at the show? Farce. It's not the Who. It's just Who. Actually, it is.
No,
the
it is
Who.
the Who. No, it's the Who.
Whatever.
You're sharp, man.
Now, what's coming out for y'all at the show?
So, for the last year, Robert and I have been working on Hit and Run Part 2. What we'd like to do is create an annual limited release.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun project for us to participate in, and holds a special spot in my heart and my subcoccular region because it was how we first traveled back into the business together. And then I'm working on a couple extensions. Not working on, I've been working on, but working towards releasing extensions of this project. So to give people a further breadth of flavor profile under the farce.
You don't have a Connecticut.
Not yet.
Right. I don't see you being a Connecticut guy.
You don't?
No.
I don't seem like a Connecticut kind of guy to you?
No.
A Connecticut.
I see you having really tight pants, drinking a lot of IPA.
Don't you feel like that would be a Connecticut guy? Dude, that is a Connecticut guy. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're right.
That's the ultimate Connecticut with the cuffed up selvage denim.
You're right. You just answered my own question.
Bro.
Tony, I got a question for you. How is the FDA, this is for both of you, but I want your take on it. With the FDA regulations that are coming down, how is that affecting you? And, like, you're wanting to, these projects and these new cigars. How's this going to affect you, man?
Well, I mean, ultimately we'll see, but I think the bonus of the three of us working together in a distribution capacity, there's kind of three heads on some things like that we can kind of get ahead of, and that's what we're hoping. It's not something that's going to take me out of the cigar business, in my opinion, because I'll do whatever I can to stay. So,
when the news first came down about this abomination of regulation, I thought it was a death sentence to young and small businesses. Young brands, small businesses alike, right? And as the dust has begun to settle on that and vision has become more clear, we know already that there are pathways to bring your products to market. They may have given us a couple more hoops to jump through, but it's nothing that you can't, it's not water you can't navigate without the right relationships on the manufacturing side. And so, one way or another, we'll continue our business.
I'm glad to hear positives, because for a long time there, everybody was just doom and gloom, and we're all going out of business. So
yeah, it was scary.
Yeah, well, I mean that's the way that it rolled out. That was the first information we got, basically.
So your event tonight is going to be over at Renegade with
That's
Brandon
correct.
Hayes.
That's correct.
I'm going to be swinging by. When I was with AJ, we did an AJ event over there. It was excellent.
Spectacular.
He throws a good party. You're going to be expecting a full house. Plus Brandon Hayes, very, very handsome.
Yeah.
Very, very intelligent.
Bleaches.
Bleaches. Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't even have to look to know that.
I bet you there's still a seal in that thing.
You know what? I bet you're right.
You know it. Bing. Well, cool. I'm going to swing out tonight. I thank you all for coming on the show very, very much. And, whenever you're in town, if you can, I know you're going to stop by. Tony,
Thanks
my
for
brother,
having me.
thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
And I will talk to you all.
Would you like to try some of our new Room 101 gin that was
Yes, I
released
would.
last fall?
Yes, I would.
I'd like to give you a little taste of it since we're on the air here.
You got it.
Doing serious cigar stuff here. Let's get you a little cup here.
It's really good.
It's very tasty. It's got some fresh orange, lemon, and lime peel. Brings a fire on the front of the palate, but it dissipates quickly.
I've never been much of a gin guy, but let's give this a shot.
I'm gonna join you. So.
It's fruity.
Oh, that's hot.
That shit sucked.
Yeah, I should have got the I should have got the citrus. I got the wild berry flavor.
What is this? Is this like a 5-hour energy or something?
Well, I got it at DW Specialty Boutique off the freeway there. It's a shooter, a man fuel.
Okay, what does it do?
It's supposed to give you a phenomenal erection, man.
You fucker.
I usually take some sort of enhancement before I go into events because I don't like doing events soft. You know what I mean?
I understand.
I like to come with it.
I'm going to be leaving.
Would you actually like some gin? Or
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, let's not mix flavors here. Let me give you some. I mean, this is my other.
Oh,
Thanks for joining me in that, though.
that was ridiculous.
I mean, if we drink that together at the same time, does that make?
You did?
Just think
That's
about that.
only if we start trying to sword fight, which isn't always out of the question.
Give that a rang. Haas. That's a Texas thing to say, right?
That's pretty. Now, is this made for you?
Yeah. Manufactured in Hillsboro, Oregon.
That's bitchin', dude.
Mm-hmm. Pacific Northwest clear drink.
It's not so heavy on the juniper that I want to vomit. I mean,
Yeah,
that's very
no.
pretty.
I actually felt before I really started getting into gin, I felt that it tasted like should I clean my kitchen floor with smell?
Yeah.
And I wanted to create a gin that was very clean and actually was a great sidecar to a cigar experience. So I wanted it.
Oh, I got some sweat coming up. That's nice.
Yeah, there you go.
That is very nice.
90 proof too, so it'll get you going.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on. I only got a couple hours left in my shift. Well, gentlemen, like I said, thank you very much.
The man fuel's affected my palate.
Yeah, well, it's just gin and juice at this point. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Except it's going to get the berries and it's going
You're
to get
welcome.
some stuff moving. Hey,
That was
this'll
almost
be-
22 American dollars, by the way.
All right, well, let's see what happens today. Anyways, I'm Brandon Holsworth. This has been a special edition of Stickman. Thank you to our guests. And if you can, swing out tonight to Renegade and let me know how it goes. As well, June 1st here at Cigar Warehouse, we're going to have Pete Johnson going to be joining us for our grand opening from 6 to 9. All of his new products. Chef is bringing out the truck, and it's going to be another good time. So if you can make it out to see my two friends, and then June 1st, come out and see us as well. And as always, this is Stickman.